Hey, Coach, how much easier has it been to game play in the last couple of weeks with the running game getting going? How much does that open up for the rest of the offense?
Yeah, I think it all starts there, George. I mean, when you're running the ball well, it opens up everything. It really does. So, it definitely makes it easier to when you have those things to mesh up some play actions and some looks where you can you can have them guessing a lot as a defense. So tremendous help. The offensive line's been really playing well, and then obviously the development and the Jonathan Taylor coming along has really been helpful and really has our offense where we want it to be right now. And we just got to continue to grow on that and get better.
Zach Kiefer.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Hey, Zach.
What's it like coaching a starting quarterback that is literally as old as you are?
Well, we can talk about, some of the things that happened in high school around that time. I think we both grew up watching Saved by the Bell. No, I'm just teasing. I started in the NFL. I started in the NFL when I was 26, I think 26 years old. So, that was always something that I felt like, when I was coaching guys that were similar ages, I better be on my stuff and better be prepared and give them something that can make him better. And Philip's no different there. It's just later in my career, and we're still the same age, which is obviously speaks to what a long longevity of his career that he's had. And so it's the same thing though. He's seen everything. He's been through everything. So I'm just fighting like crazy to try to give him something that can help him get better. Each and every day, because I know he's, whatever I can do to help him get better. So it's a good working relationship. It's different. And as a younger coach, there's not going to be too many more of these opportunities. So I'm taking advantage of it.
His oldest daughter is in college, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's an unofficial stat, but that's got to be maybe the first time in history an active NFL player has a college student at home. Not even a college student,
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you guys have those stats. I don't know. ESPN probably would have that. You guys would have that. I'm sure you guys will find that. What stat if that is a stat?
But the first
Zach forgot about Frank Gore's kid.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry.
The first you've ever heard of it in your time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike Chappell.
Nick, when you guys brought Philip in here, one thing Frank said, it was mentioned the 20 interceptions last year, and he said, well, that's too many. And I realize it's different seasons and different situations with teams, but the ball security, I realize you stress it every week, but why has it clicked, not only with him, but with everybody? I mean, you guys are among the league's the fewest turnovers. What's happened?
I think it starts with when you have the ball in your possession, right? When you have the ball in your possession and how you are carrying that football. Before we get to anything else, but how do you carry the football? Philip's always been really good of having two hands on the ball and moving in the pocket with it. When the defensive linemen are coming through and ripping at it, he's really good. He's got that like swiped through that I'm kind of trying to demonstrate right now, where he keeps those two hands on it. And then as far as the ball carriers, I know a lot of teams reference and talk about, hey, you got to protect the football. You got to protect the football. You got to protect the football. We've all said that our entire career of coaching, and we all got that said to us our entire career as players. But what separates us, in my mind, as with the ball, as the ball carrier goes, and the fun, it's truly that is the fundamentals of carrying the football. I owe that, and I know our team owes that completely to Coach Rathman. Again, we always have said stuff like that. We've always had a meeting. We have a meeting every Thursday of how this team likes to get the ball out, and Coach Rathman runs that meeting. He takes all the TV copies. He shows how the team's getting the ball out. What we need to do, how we would go against this look, and it's always about the fundamentals. And that's our lifeline. But until you get around someone like Tom Rathman, who knows the ins and outs of the fundamentals I mean, it really makes all the difference in the world. So it's not only the stress, we stress it, yes, but when you know how to do it and carry the football, that's what makes all the difference. So I can't say enough about what Coach Rathman means to this football team. And then for our guys, he brings instant credibility when he's up there talking. So it's, you know, he's saying the right things when he's up there talking, and they're listening because it's Tom Rathman talking, right? As far as, you know, just the Philip and his decision making, I think he's getting great protection. He's really making really good decisions with the football and putting the ball where he needs to go and getting it out on time, which, you know, he's just playing really, really good football. You know, this is as good a stretch as I've seen. He's had a lot of good stretches, and I feel like this is as good a stretch as I've seen him play the time I've been with him. So super, you know, he's been playing awesome, and we'll really benefit from that.
Just a quick follow-up. Things happen. Defenses make plays. Did you guys go into the season saying this is our stress level on how many are acceptable?
I think yes. We always go in there with what we want as far as, hey, you're allowed this, this many fumbles or interceptions. You always go in and you have a goal going in that we talk about, because the ball, it is all about the ball and protecting it and taking it away. And so you go in with goals of where you want your quarterback to be as far as interceptions go, where you want, as far as, we kind of go by as far as touches, how many touches a running back has per their, and how many times they're fumbling it per touch. So we have a goal in mind for there that we know is the standard and that the players know is the standard. So great question. We always want to be in the top 5, and everything we do, we want to be in the top 5 in the league at that. And obviously this is no exception.
That was a great question, but you didn't answer. How many interceptions did you tell Philip he was allowed?
Yeah, we always want it under around 12, 10 to 12. Frank says also 3-to-1 ratio with touchdowns and interceptions, and then backs are 0.7% of the touches. So I don't know exactly what it's 0.7. Brathman has all that figured out, and he tells me he's at 0.6, and I'm like, okay, good. Or at 0 or whatever it is. So
okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, Coach Rath would be the good one to ask as far as how the math works itself out. He's a math whiz too.
Super.
Jim Aiello.
I just pulled up Philip's stats. Got to do 8 touchdowns to 1 interception. You guys gonna be throwing a ton the next 2 to get to 3-to-1 the rest of the way.
Yeah. No, we just keep grinding the way we are.
The real question I have for you is about that shot to T.Y. down the middle. Frank was asked about that after the game, and he immediately credited you. He credits you for a lot of things, but the first thing he said was your name on that play. Is there something that you saw on the defense that was the time you thought that play was going to be to work, or why did he credit you for that play?
I think you just go through, first of all, he called it. And so I thought that was a phenomenal call at that particular time. I mean, he's a great, as you guys know, and as you guys have seen, Frank's a great play caller. And I thought it was a great time to do that. I just happened to put it on the sheet at that time. So I think all the credit goes to Frank. I'm putting it back to Frank because I thought it was an awesome call. We just look at tendencies of the defense, just like the defense looks at tendencies of us. And if we have a particular play that we like against a certain coverage, which is, how we game plan, and we feel like this is a shot play, or this is what, this is a big chunk play, or even a completion play, and we really want it versus this coverage, well, we're going to look through different things and different scenarios that they have and see if they have any tendencies. Not everybody has tendencies, and we just happen to see a tendency there, and that's where we put it on the call sheet. So, but again, it was a great time call by Coach when he called that in that time of the game, and just a huge credit to the players. We showed that play. We always go through and say what our play of the game was. It's kind of fun. It's one of the last things we do as an offense. The last play we look at as an offense together is the play of the game, and that was the play of the game. And I love when a play of the game equals all parts. You know, that it always takes all 11, as we all know. I mean, in football, it always takes all 11, because if you get one, that's why it's such an awesome team sport. If you get one guy not doing his job, you know, chances are that the play's not going to work. Where on this play, everyone did their job. Mo Alley Cox was on the backside, and he tracked down the backside safety to make him put his attention on him. Ty was not only used his supreme athleticism and playmaking ability, he was also right where he needed to be on the field in order for it to work. The protection, you know, Phillip threw an unbelievable pass. Why was Phillip able to throw an unbelievable pass? One, he's a really good football player, and he has the capabilities of making that play. But the firmness of the pocket on the inside by Quentin, Ryan, and Glow allowed him to step into this throw and make the play. I mean, there's no one in front of him, right? The tackles are, you know, they're doing a good job. Braden and Anthony are doing a good job of keeping the pocket here, but there's just such firmness up front. We've run a play out of that set where we've gained some yards. So I don't remember who the back was in there at that particular time, but his fake. I mean, it was just a good all-around team play. And so, yeah, Frank called a great play. We put it on the call sheet where we thought it should be. But all the credit goes to those guys and how they executed against the defense that they were playing.
The quick follow is just, does Phillip see that that's the coverage you guys want right away, and pre-snap he knows he's going to TY?
Yeah, we do a lot of talking about that. You know, we always talk about, hey, this play, what's the ideal look for this play? And we talk about it. Yeah. And so, you know, it's funny sometimes when you get the ideal look, it's kind of cool to hear the headsets. I think everybody would want to spend an afternoon on a headset. You know, I think that could be like a fantasy thing, like where hey, spend a week on a headset. But it's cool because, you know, you'd hear everybody like, oh my God, we got the coverage we want. Here we go. Let's go. And you can hear, you know, it's just a little bit of chatter on there when you get that. So it's exciting when you get that. And our coaches do a good job of telling our players, hey, here's what we're looking for. Not that you can't run the play if you don't get that coverage, but here's what we're looking for. And so they know, oh, we got the premier look. I'm going to be on it, and it's going to be a big play. I'm going to do my job. It's going to be a big play.
Ken Bowen?
Nick, I have a question about Jonathan, but I wanted to go back to something you said earlier about the stretch that Phillip's in. How far back do you go with that stretch? Do you go all the way back to Cleveland, or is it more just kind of in this current win streak?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been playing good football all the way through. I just think in this current win streak, I'm just thinking the last 3 games, he's just played outstanding football. I mean, taking care of the football, getting us into the right plays, making unbelievably accurate throws, you know, making some plays with his feet when he needs to, moving around to make some plays, playing through some pain, as we all know. And, you know, I just think I guess what I was really thinking is these last 3 games, but I have thought he's played good football all the way through, but really in particular, these last 3 games, I think he's been awesome. As good as anybody in the league. I really believe that. And he's playing unbelievable.
And then with Jonathan, would it be fair to say you're seeing more patience out of him as a runner? Or I guess what, if any, how has he changed as a runner over the course of his season?
I just think it's just those reps that he's been getting and the confidence. Confidence is such an amazing thing that he's, you know, once you make a play that you haven't made yet in the NFL, and then you're like, I can do this. I can do this. I can make this cut. I can read. And I think it's confidence, and confidence is built because, you know, of the reps you have in practice and in the games and the success that you have off of it. So, and his preparation. So, you know, he's a great student of the game and a great player that, you know, is just going to continue to rise and get better.
We'll do a couple more. Mike Wells.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Hey, Mike.
I want to ask you guys go out and get Phillip Rivers last offseason, and people are like, well, why would the Colts want to do that? Coming off 23 turnovers last year. When you look at you've talked about the last couple games, but his entire body of work, why do you think, outside of being on pace for potentially tying a career low in interceptions, why do you think he has been so successful for you guys this season?
Well, one, you know, he's a great football player, and I mean, it doesn't hurt that the offensive line is playing. The offensive line protection has been outstanding. I think it always starts there. You know, it starts with how, you know, is he getting protected? And there's you know, this is one of his lowest sack rates too. And Phillip gets a lot of that credit too, because he gets the ball out on time and he knows where he's going with football, and he's smart. And but you know, you still take, even when you know where you're going with football, if someone gets beat, you're taking those hits. And these 5 guys in front of them are just phenomenal at protecting the quarterback. They're doing such a great job. I can't say enough about how good the protection's been. I feel like I come out of every game like, well, that's the best protection I've been around in the NFL. I really do. I feel like I come out of a lot of games saying that. Man, that was great protection. Hey, why were we so efficient in the pass game? Because the protection was good. It started there. And the backs too. You know, I think the backs they have a great understanding and feel there of where it is. So I think that's top. That's one of the top things on the list. One, Phillip's a great player, and 2, the protection's been outstanding. And you know, I just can't say enough for how good I think Phillip Rivers is playing. I just think he's playing top-notch football, and yeah, I just think he's. I know Deshaun Watson's a great quarterback. I thought Phillip was the best quarterback on the field, and Deshaun Watson played a good game. But in my mind, Phillip was the best quarterback on the field on Sunday.
Did you feel like he was even more motivated when you talked to him when you guys signed him to that contract? Obviously, he's a competitor. That's why he's been in the NFL this long. But because people were questioning how much he had left in the tank at his age, his arm strength, and things like that.
He's an ultimate competitor, and I didn't sense that he felt like he knew he was still good. He knows he's a good football player. And that's good. Football players have confidence. He has extreme confidence, and I didn't sense like any resentment or anything like that, because he knew in his mind, and he knew, and we knew that he was still top-notch quarterback in this NFL.
Joel Erickson.
I know the Steelers have lost a couple of linebackers and Bud Dupree and everything, but you guys have faced since Baltimore?
You're saying, is this the toughest defense we've faced since Baltimore?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Joel, it cut off. Sorry. Yeah, this is a good defense. You know, really good defense. Really good defense. I mean, they're really good up front. I got a ton of respect for this defense. And it's crazy. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a good defense. It does feel like Baltimore. They always have a good defense. And it's something they pride themselves on. They got great guys up front. Watt is a great player. Haywood's a great player. I don't want to leave anybody out because they got a great front seven. And then they got good players. They got good players at every level. Hayden's been good for a long time. Fitzpatrick is a really good safety, a really good safety. I just think they got players at each level. So we're going to have to be on it. That's for sure. We're going to have to play our best football game. And that starts with our week of preparation and how we're going to prepare for this team. I think they're well coached. They're always well coached. You know, I know Coach, they always, this defensive coordinator has been a good defense coordinator for a long time in this league. I know Coach Tomlin has a heavy hand in the defense too. I know he's a great coach. I mean, so it's players and coaches. We're just gonna have to be on it because it's gonna take our best effort to accomplish our goals against a really good team.
We got time for one more. Mike Chappell.
Nick, you mentioned that the play to T.Y. as your play of the game, and everything came together and the headsets were buzzing and all that. How often do you get a linebacker like that covering T.Y. and your eyes have to light up when you get that matchup?
Yeah. That you don't always get that. You know, sometimes they see him there and then they push to help out. Like I said, though, with the way that the other guys ran their routes to eat up coverage for T.Y., they really didn't have. Once they were in that coverage, they didn't have a lot of options to help themselves out as far as, you know, because they had to cover those other guys too, or the ball can go there. I mean, yes, that play may have been designed to go to T.Y., but it's not like it can only go to T.Y., right? So if they took that away, we had other places to go with the football that could have been equally as big a shot. So, yeah, we were excited to get that, and it played out the way, you know, we practiced it and the way we hoped to get it. And again, just a credit to T.Y. for making the play, Phillip for throwing the play, and each and every guy on that field for executing the play the way it was supposed to be done.
60, 65 plays a game. How often do you walk away saying, we got that play?
Well, they get paid too, and they study our tape too, and they're
not very often.
It doesn't. It's sometimes. A handful. Hopefully, a handful a game. Now, this one was particularly different because it was a deep down the field shot. So it happens. It just might not. Especially in the run game and some intermediate pass and stuff like that. But yeah. So some.
2nd and 20. I mean, situation.
Right.